Yeah. Way up.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Happy Wednesday. We halfway there. My girl Chella is here.
It's your girl Chella H.
Every day I feel like it's going to be like a chill day, and then we end up being out all night long.
Sure.
Every single day. I don't know how this keeps on happening. Then you know what we do? We try to go home and watch this monster series on the Menendez brothers.
Yes.
And it just doesn't seem to work out.
I'll be falling asleep.
All right. Well, it's also a Wealth Wednesday. So happy Wealth Wednesday to everybody. So we do have a special guest joining us today. We have Ganesan joining us. He is an investor, but he also has a lot of great tips. He actually came to this country and has managed to build himself up by flipping businesses. So it's a really interesting way that he handles things. But let's start the show off with some love and with some positivity. 800-292-5150. Call us up and let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's Way Up.
I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm here. My girl Chella is here.
It's your girl Chella H. Big H.
And Chella H, who do you want to shine a light on today?
I want to shine a light on my brother, Doe from the Go, music mogul, one of the most solid people I know. I just love him. He's been in my corner for years. And guess what? He just had twins.
Oh, twins.
His first kids ever came out, girl
Wow,
and
that's
boy.
not a game.
Yo, shout
twins.
out to Doe, my niece and nephew. I can't wait to watch them so I can be like, sit down.
Okay, relax. They were going to laugh at you.
They need that little get on this.
All right. Well, who do you guys want to spread some love to and shine a light on? Hey, Sierra, how are you doing? Who you want to shine a light on?
Great. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to shine a light today on my daughter, Janina. Today is her 6th birthday.
Okay. Oh, 6 years. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing to celebrate?
I'm going to take her to the unicorn exhibit in Philly, and I'm going to take her out to eat and get her nails and feet done. We're just going to have a girls' day.
Oh, that's nice.
A unicorn exhibit. That is too cute.
That is.
Yes, that's my baby. She turned 6 today.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, take
Have
care.
a great day.
You too. All right, well, that was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150. Just in case you couldn't get through, we are still taking your calls and we can play them in Last Word. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie, and let's talk about Kayla Nicole and her viral interview with Angel Reese and what she has to say in retrospect. It's Way Up.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella is here.
That's right. Chella H. Big H. Hey.
All right, and let's talk about some Yeetie things. Let's talk about Kayla Nicole first. Now, she was on Angel Reese's podcast, and she had a conversation with her about dressing up as her, I guess, a guy she was dating, his new girlfriend for Halloween. It turns out the person she was talking about was Tiana Taylor.
Wow.
And Tiana Taylor was like, just leave me alone. Basically, she's staying out the mix. Why is my name being brought up in it?
Right.
And then she got a lot of backlash after those comments. I saw Cameron and Mace had some things to say about it, people on social media. Well, she said that she got a lot of criticism, but she ignored it all. The only thing is that her mother was offended by the social media commentary. That's a real thing. When things happen online, people attack you. You can ignore it, but people who love you really have an issue with it. She was on I Am Athlete, and here's what else she had to say.
There is a part of me that cares about how I'm influencing people and what they think of me and what they have to say of me. So looking back on my decisions, even recently, sitting down and doing a podcast, I felt like there were moments where I articulated myself in a really good way, and then were moments where if I could go back, I would maybe change the way that I said things because it didn't fully embody my character or my heart. But that's something that I'm learning, right? As athletes, y'all have mastered that because you've done that your whole life.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing. And I do want to say, I saw a lot of people acting like Kayla Nicole was nobody before she dated Travis Kelce, because she's Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, and then he started dating Taylor Swift, right? But she was definitely a broadcaster. She has a degree in journalism. She's a model. She has her own athletic wear line. So it's not like she wasn't doing anything. I don't like when people are like, well, she was nobody. She just dated somebody. Even before that, she was doing things.
Right. But she also probably shouldn't have antagonized the situation with the costume either, right?
I think that she went on there and she wanted to tell her truth. It's a funny story. It went viral, right? And maybe she didn't anticipate, because I don't think it was her trying to attack Tiana Taylor necessarily. It was just something crazy that she did. Like, why did I dress up like this for Halloween? You know how we all do stuff. Sometimes we don't talk about it, and she just did. And people had such an issue about it. So, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, it's just certain things you do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we all know how difficult that can be. All right. Now let's talk about the Menendez brothers, because there is going to be a press conference in LA today. They're doing this, I think, at 1 p.m. And there's a hearing set for November 29th because the Los Angeles County District Attorney is going to be examining some new evidence. So the Menendez brothers, you know, this has been the #1 show and documentary that's been on Netflix. So
that we need to finish.
And the Menendez brothers' previous appeals did not work out in their favor, but they are holding a resentencing hearing due to new evidence. So according to the DA's office, they received a photocopy of a letter that was allegedly sent by one of the brothers to another family member discussing sexual molestation by their father. They also submitted another piece of evidence that may be linked to the claim that their father had sexually molested them. And so this would have changed, they said, the outcome of the case potentially.
Yeah. That's a crazy situation, G.
Man, listen.
Man.
So if this resentencing does happen, they could either walk out based on what the court decides. They could also be given a shorter sentence because they've been in there for over 3 decades.
Yeah.
Or they could have a new trial, which I'm sure they would rather not do. I'm sure they'd rather just be able to walk out and say, all right, time served. Because people are saying they should get time served for this. But, you know, they went to jail for murdering their parents. And if you haven't watched it, you need to make sure you're paying attention to it because it is an amazing series. And a really crazy story. All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we had going on last night. We did try to watch this, but we had so much fun last night. You know why?
Yes, we did.
Because we were outside.
We was outside.
Maynard was supposed to be here today. He is not. We'll talk about that as well. But we did go see amazing movie, Smile 2. And we'll give you some details. But no spoilers. It's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
It's way up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella is here.
It's your girl Chella H, Big H.
Hey,
Chella H.
Chella.
And let's talk about what we did last night because we did have a good time.
Yes, we did.
So we went to go see Smile 2. And horror movies, I talk about it all the time. I love a good horror movie. Smile, the first one was amazing. I want to say also the first one cost $17 million to make and made over $200 million in the box office. So it was what they call a surprise hit because people didn't realize it was going to do that well. So now it's going to be a whole franchise. And the director was saying this is not going to be stopping at a part 2. There'll be more. And by the ending.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can tell it'll be more. That's all we'll say. But you haven't even seen the first one. You don't love horror movies. What'd you think, Chella?
It was good. It was interesting. It was scary at first. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I kept
sitting, grabbing you. You know what I'm saying?
She had her whole hand covering her face.
It was scary. It was like you keep... You know, I ain't used to that. I ain't big on scary movies, but it was decent. I had a time.
You know who, and I was talking to you while I was watching the movie because, you know, before I go and see something like this, I want to see everything that's going on. And Jack Nicholson's son is in this movie, Ray Nicholson. And they also have him on the poster, and he looks just like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he does.
So I want to say that. But it's a nice feel because what I enjoyed about it was it's also taking place with a pop singer.
Yes, it was good. She was a good actress.
Yeah, I mean, when I tell you she
did a great job.
I want to say she killed it, but
literally.
It's a horror movie. So I don't know but Naomi Scott, she did such an amazing job in that.
Did.
And so, yes, I just want to encourage everybody. This movie actually comes out on Friday, and thrilling. And there were some people in the theater who hadn't seen the first one. You didn't need to see the first one to see this one because it all gets explained to you. So in case you're concerned about that, you're like, well, I didn't see the first one. You have time to watch it, but you also have time to go do it. And then we went home and we tried to finish watching Monster, the Menendez brothers story, and fell asleep.
We did. Well, we stopped with Mano first.
Oh, and we went to go see Mano. That's what I was going to say. Mano is not here today, but he does have a show that's out, the first episode on In the Black Network, which you can download to watch. Shout out to James DeBose. That's his network. He used to be at Fox Soul, and now he started his own network. And so new Mano is out. We went to Chelsea House.
Yeah.
And celebrated with Mano, and that's probably why he's not answering the phone, because he's probably still asleep. He was celebrating his new show, but congratulations to him.
Yes.
It's extremely funny.
It is.
Way Up with Angela Yee is definitely in the first episode.
Yep.
As it should be. So make sure you guys download that. Now, when we come back, I know he's going to be upset he's missing this. Tell us a secret. 800-292-5150 is a number. You know what the deal is. You get to remain anonymous, and there is no judgment on our behalf. All right. So call us up. Any little secret that you might want to tell us. It could be something that happened over the weekend. It could be something that happened 40 years ago.
Tell us
when you were a kid. We want to hear about it, and we're not going to judge you. Again, it's 800-292-5150. Tell us a secret. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah.
Way up.
This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella is here.
It's your girl, Chella H, Big H.
What up?
I'm making some of my coffee uplifts people in studio right now because I need to wake up after last night. That is my secret.
And it's so good.
It's so good. You can order it on Amazon, by the way. But you know what time it is. It's time for you guys to call us up and let us know something that you may have done in the past, something that maybe you're currently doing that no one else knows about. Do you think we all have things that no one knows that you've literally never told anybody?
I know I do. A lot of things.
You know, that's the only way that no one's ever going to find out is if you don't tell anybody, which is what I realized watching the Menendez brothers story. Once you tell one person, they were really talking to their therapist and recording the sessions.
Yeah.
And then he done told one person, and next thing you know, you're in jail. All right.
Especially if you got a sister, you tell her.
But however, if you committed a crime, please don't call us for that. But anything else, we're cool with it. All right. 800-292-5150. Hey, anonymous caller, tell us a secret.
So for my boyfriend and I, when we engage in, having sex, it's like he only like pleases himself. So but I got annoyed with it, so after a while I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna hit up my ex. So I hit up my ex and he pulled up on me in a Tesla and
Tesla.
Okay.
And what happened?
And he in the front seat.
Ooh.
Okay,
roomy Tesla in the front.
Okay.
And so that's all he did. Y'all didn't have sex. He just did that to just help you get off.
Yes, he definitely made me come back to what I was missing.
So what are you gonna do now?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Well, you got to put yourself first. So he ain't take you to Pound Town. He just used this.
No, but it
mouth.
was good. It was so good. It was till like the came out.
Well, you needed that, girl.
Soon they're gonna
you deserve it.
Soon they'll have Teslas that can do that for you too.
Yeah,
and then you won't
Don't
even need
beat yourself up. It's his fault. He should have stood on business. So, hey, it is what it is.
It's a no judgment zone here, baby.
All right.
Did you go back in the house after that?
Yes, I did.
My girl. That's how you do it, sis. You ain't wrong.
And I was smiling, and he didn't know why I was smiling.
Well, hey. Good for you.
That's a warning for anybody. If y'all not doing good, but your girl come in smiling,
then she had her own back. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right. Well, thank you for calling and sharing.
Thank you.
She actually feels better.
That's good. I'm happy for her.
Hey, anonymous caller. How are you?
Fine, you. How are you?
I'm good. You want to tell me and Chella a secret?
Yes. A woman got pregnant with my baby and had the baby and didn't tell me anything. I'm just now finding out about it.
Oh, my gosh.
Where's the baby?
In Michigan.
In Michigan. And so you just now found out about it. Are you trying to be in this baby's life? What are you going to do?
Well, I recently got married this March.
Oh, wow.
You took a blood test?
Not yet. I'm planning on doing that.
Well,
Okay.
hopefully it ain't yours.
So you haven't told your wife?
She found out about it.
Ooh. What did she say? I mean, this was before her, right?
Yes.
Okay, well.
What's she going to do? You're already married. Is she like, do the right thing?
We working it out. But it's hard. I'm not a woman, but you know how that is. She felt like she found it out, but it came like on Facebook.
How old is the baby?
The baby was born May 22nd.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's a new baby.
That's a recent baby. So did you cheat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was cheating.
Okay.
Well, just hopefully it ain't yours, but if it is, then, as long as you ain't doubling back and still cheating, then y'all can get through it. It could be worse,
Yes, ma'am.
You think it's yours? Like you seen the baby? You know how you have your thoughts.
It's similarities. They're like in the eye area.
Well, that don't mean nothing.
I know. I'm just, you got a feeling until he finds out. Well, get that test done so you can handle it either way.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you both.
And tell her it could be worse. It could have been one of her friends or sisters or something. So, y'all will be all right.
Could have been twins.
She ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for
Good
calling.
luck.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. But
at least his wife also knows. That's the hardest part. She knows. She didn't leave. All right. Well, that was Tell Us the Secret, and y'all definitely did. 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you can still leave a message and tell us a secret for last word. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie. I know y'all are sick and tired of this, but there are some more Diddy allegations. We'll tell you what they are. I know.
And another one.
But we got to keep up, all right? It's way up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Come and get the tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella is here.
That's right. Big H.
All right, well, let's get into some Yee tea. Diddy. I told you we had to do some Diddy news just because there's no way we cannot do this. So his lawyers are demanding that his latest sexual assault accusers reveal their identities. Y'all know there's already like 120 people that are being represented by one lawyer out of Houston, Tony Busby. According to his lawyers, they want a judge to order prosecutors to disclose the names of his alleged victims so that he can properly prepare his defense. I know normally when it comes to sexual assault cases, people are able to stay Jane Doe and protect their identity.
Right.
So I don't know if this is going to work, but it does feel like he's throwing everything to see what sticks.
Wow.
All right. Now, Diddy is, as you know, behind bars waiting for his trial to start. That's in May of 2025. And there's another woman who's coming forward, and she's not part of that Tony Busby
circle.
Circle. So he's been hit with another lawsuit. This woman says that he gang raped her as revenge after she insinuated he was involved in Tupac's death.
Wow.
This lawsuit was filed yesterday in federal court in California, and it was seen by Page 6. Ashley Parham, she said she was targeted after meeting a friend of his at a bar, and this was in February of 2018. And he said he knew Diddy and allegedly called him through FaceTime, where she told him that she believed he had something to do with Tupac's death in 1996. That's when allegedly he threatened her and said that she would pay for her comment. And then later on, she alleges that Diddy's friend allegedly set her up to be the R word when he invited her to his house to help him administer cancer drugs because he was weak. And that's when Diddy showed up, she alleges, and told her she thought she would never see him in person. She said he then pressed a knife against her face and threatened to give her a Glasgow smile. That's where they cut the corners of your mouth up to your ears.
Wow.
According to this report, that didn't happen. But there was another woman, she says, that was present that stopped that from happening. But then according to this, she alleges that he covered her body in a liquid substance that he took out of a fanny pack and then tried to insert an IUD as contraception. And then she alleges that he did the R word with a TV remote control. And then also, this is very explicit, and then also instructed two men to do the same before a fourth man joined in.
Wow.
So this is all in this lawsuit. And you can read the whole thing. But, that's another thing.
Lot.
It's a lot. All right. Well, that is your Yee tea. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know about them anyway. And we're getting ready for elections November 4th, too. So we're always trying to make sure you keep updated on that. All right. It's Way Up.
News. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yeah, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella's here.
It's your girl Chella H, Big H.
Chella H, Big H.
Chella.
All right, let's get into some under the radar stories. Yesterday in Georgia, they smashed their record on first day of early voting.
I know that's right.
Everybody is saying you should get out and vote early, and people were acting like it wasn't going to be a big thing. But just judging by what happened in Georgia, approximately 320,000 people went to the polls to vote early. And just to give y'all some perspective, before that, the previous early voting first day record was in 2020. That's when 136,000 ballots were submitted. And so big difference there.
Wow.
Yeah, more than double the amount of people have gone out to vote early. And there's been a lot of controversial election law changes, but they want to make sure that people are able to get to the polls. They were offering people rides. They were making sure that people were registered. So anybody who thinks that people are feeling lethargic about this, we can tell by Georgia that's not the case. All right.
What's up?
All right. Now, Kamala Harris, in the meantime, has brought The View their highest ratings in 3 years with over 2.5 million viewers. So congratulations to them for that. That was a good one. And, you know, she's also going to be doing Fox News, and they're saying Joe Rogan at some point. So should be interesting to see all of that. All right. And lastly, let's talk about Disney. They have a new all-access skip the line plan. But this plan is so expensive, it can cost more than the actual ticket to get into the park costs.
Wow.
I've still never been to Disney.
We gotta go.
And if I did go, I would want to get this skip the line thing. But do you know how much it's going to cost? They're saying that the pass will be priced per person per day based on date and demand. It's called the Lightning Lane Premier Pass. It was just formally announced today by Disney. It's being offered in extremely limited quantities. You have to purchase it, and only a few people can get it. They're saying that after taxes, it can range between $137 to $478.
Wow.
And this is available starting October 30th. So it'll be also priced based on the specific park that you're visiting, depending on, you know, where you're going. And so not every attraction, though, has a faster line, which Disney calls a lightning lane, but they tend to be available for many of the more popular attractions, just a FYI. So some people are complaining, like, it's already expensive to go to Disney, but clearly this is just for, like, really rich people.
Or people who just don't want to wait in line like me.
Yeah, but you still got to be rich to get. I mean, come on, imagine paying almost $500, and it's not just you, it's per person. Well, so if you're bringing them kids, okay. All right, well, that is your Under the Radar. It's for them. And you know, we got the Way Up mix coming up, and it's also our Wealth Wednesday. So we do have a special guest joining us for Wealth Wednesday. We have Ganesan. He's a global serial entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist. He's a humanitarian. He has a book called The Pursuit, a manifesto from the American Dream Guru. And we'll talk to him about how he has gotten on the path to where he is right now. He's also invested in an amazing club in Detroit. It's called Privé, and that's where we know him from. But he has a whole lot more going on. We'll talk to him about it. It's Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella H is here.
It's your girl Chella H, Big H.
Hey.
And let's get into some Yee T. The BET Hip Hop Awards were yesterday.
Yes, it was.
I didn't even know it was coming on yesterday because they always film it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then it airs. But Kendrick Lamar ended up getting 8 of the night's top awards. So congratulations to him. It was hosted by Fat Joe, and it was actually in Vegas this year at Dre's. But yeah, Kendrick was Hip Hop Artist of the Year, Lyricist of the Year, Video Director of the Year alongside Dave Free. And of course we knew, I think we all knew that this was Kendrick's year this year. And Nicki Minaj won Hip Hop Album of the Year for Pink Friday 2, and she has like the highest grossing tour for a female rapper ever. Sexy Red won the Breakthrough Artist Award. The Alchemist won Producer of the Year, and all of the things, okay? Now, let's talk about our guy, Lyfe Jennings. Lyfe Jennings, I saw recently he went viral for something that he had posted on social media. He said, he's basically talking about how Tiny Desk did not want to let him perform because they didn't think he was a big enough celebrity. And he actually posted this like over a week ago, but I saw it was picking up some steam. He said he wasn't a big enough celeb for their show. And when we interviewed him last week on Lip Service, he talked about that whole Tiny Desk thing, right? But when the episode dropped yesterday, I saw that Lyfe Jennings had posted this on his page.
I just want to say real quick, y'all, that I did some podcast interviews that just came out today, and I just want to say in advance that I don't get outside a lot. A lot of stuff I say ain't necessarily politically correct, but, you know, it's definitely not my intention to downplay anything or harm anybody by what it is I say. I just be running my mouth. Plus, on some of them, I had a couple drinks. But I just wanted to let y'all know off the rip that these podcasts may or may not reflect, who I am.
He sound like me after a long night.
I know. He definitely was having some drinks, though. I do want to put that disclaimer out there. But I will say, Life Jennings is like, I stand by it all. All right. Now, another thing that he talked about was he had gotten in a really bad car accident. This is when he went to jail for the second time. And the whole story is crazy. And I've never heard him really talk about what happened. Yeah. But I guess he was going to see his children's baby mother. Right. And things got a little heated, and he also probably had been drinking. Here's what he had to say.
It was one of those situations that she felt like she didn't want to let me see him. And so I happened to be drinking that night. Mm-hmm. Patron was like, yo, you got to go to town in the morning, man. Go over there and get a glimpse of your youngins, man. So I knock on the door. Nobody answered the door. So then, boom, I kicked the door in. I didn't even go in or nothing like that. And I just went back to the whip, jump in the whip, I leave, and then next thing I know, the whole police force is behind me. And I'm just thinking, like, I'm not stopping for these motherfuckers. Like, and then I just hit the gas. Like,
oh my God.
Boom. What happened is I wound up hitting the tree, split my car.
Oh my God.
Now the police is around me, and that's what happened, man.
Okay. Man, listen, I can't even imagine. You got to hear him tell the whole story, though, of what happened during that police chase. But when I tell you, Life Jennings is wild. This whole interview was pretty amazing, though, because he was, for sure, very transparent about everything that's happened to him in his life. As a matter of fact, that interview could have went on for way longer than it did. So, shout out to Life Jennings for that amazing interview.
And that's good he survived, because that drinking and driving ain't no joke.
Listen, it's good that he didn't kill anyone else.
Yeah.
Too. At the same time. And in retrospect, I'm sure that he had to be like, I can see why she didn't want to let me see my kids. Because he said he was really going over there. He was in town. He wanted to see his kids. And she wasn't about to let him.
Right.
And that's why.
And the Patron told him too. So,
yeah, and it definitely was Patron. All right. Well, shout out to Life Jennings again. He also talked about Tiny Desk in this interview. Because we discussed him posting that they told him he wasn't a big enough celebrity. And basically he said that their PR reached out to him and had a conversation, but he still is like, look, y'all said that, stand on what it is that you said. And he ended up doing Unplugged. So you can watch that full lip service interview, and you can go and check out his Unplugged, since clearly I don't think Tiny Desk is going to happen for him at this point in time. All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, it's time for you guys to ask any questions that you need some help with. We're here to give you some great advice.
Yep.
Y'all know Chella is a lot more.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Tell her the truth.
Tell her the truth. I'm a lot, I would say, nicer in how I approach things. Chella is very
blunt,
straightforward, in your face. I'm very like, well, let's think about this.
Yeah.
You would have probably told Life Jennings, go over there and get your kids.
Go get them kids.
And I would have been like, well, now, wait a minute. Let's just think about this.
Or I would have said, just hold on a minute till you sober down.
And then go get them.
Yeah.
All right. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up. Any question that you have, Ask Yee is next. It's way up.
Everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
You should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's way up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella's here.
That's right.
And it's time for Ask Yee. 800-292-5150 is the number. Any question you have, we're here to help. What's up, McFly?
Hey, Angela. How you doing?
I'm good, McFly. It's me and Chella, and we're ready for your question.
McFly.
My woman is like emotionally detached. Like, she don't know how to love, she don't know how to hug, kiss, no words of affirmation. So when I first met her, I would, when we go out, I would buy her clothes, I would buy her flowers every week, all the things I think like ladies like. And one day we got into a disagreement. She told me, that's not my love language. Basically I was doing it for nothing. She told me her love language was acts of service. Basically, so when I come over, I would clean up, help her with that, whatever the case may be. So after a while of me not getting no love, I'm outside, I'm ducking, and, girls is flirting with me or whatever the case may be, but I'm ducking them. But after a while, it's like I start entertaining them. So then I got caught, texting. I'm not having sex, just texting, and she's tripping on it. But I'm trying to explain to her why I did it, you know what I mean, or why I'm doing, what I was doing. now she won't let it go. So I don't know if I should just let this go or...
How long has it been since you got caught texting or sexting, really?
About maybe 3 months. It's been about 3 months.
How long y'all been messing around?
4 years, and we planned the baby and everything. We had the baby, you know.
Oh, wow. So y'all got a kid
baby
together.
mama.
Mm-hmm. I got a question. If she's never been affectionate and you've had these issues, what made you say this is a person you wanted to be with?
Because I actually love her and care about her. Like, I have faith in her, you know, because I just feel as though she's never been loved or never loved.
Right.
So I thought I can change that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always tough when we think we can change somebody, because a lot of times people come to us a certain way and we think they're going to adapt to what it is that we want them to be, and it feels like not who she is. And as much as you're trying to get her to learn these things, it's probably how she was raised, how she grew up. I don't know what her past is, but a lot of times that comes from your own things, your own issues, your own background, right?
Yeah.
I think you should entertain the other girls. I mean, you're not married, and you shouldn't miss out on love because she's not giving it.
Well, he loves her, and you think she loves you, right?
Yeah, I know she loves me. You know what I mean? She do try little stuff, but she don't really, you know, and it hurt my feelings when I'm like, I'm buying her all these clothes and flowers every weekend, but you look at me in my face and say, I'm basically doing it for nothing. I was like...
Yeah, I think you misinterpreted that, though. What she was saying, and she told you that's not her love language. It was acts of service, right? So she just told you that so you wouldn't have to do that. I had to tell somebody that once, like, stop buying me things, because, you know, it just wasn't like... Sometimes that is not... It is nice, and I understand why you're doing it, because you're doing it out of the generosity and kindness of your heart, but that's not what it is that she wants, and she communicated that to you. But you interpreted it as she doesn't appreciate it. What she's telling you is that I need something else from you. Acts of service. Now, when you did those acts of service, was that helpful?
No, because then it's like, you only do this. You don't do, like, I'm not doing everything, but I'm only doing some things. But it's like, if I'm doing some things that you're asking me to do, my love language is basically physical touch. You know what I mean? I don't need nothing from a woman.
You need affection.
And she not doing that.
And loyalty, that's it.
Yeah, and she ain't doing that. So
and I'm doing... Yeah.
You gotta put yourself first. Put yourself second after God.
Always entertain others.
No, because it's the truth. Like, I get what he's saying. It's like, yo, I'm trying to grow, and you just stuck in your ways. So what he's supposed to do? Miss out on what his love language is?
But you also
of how
have to,
she is. No,
but you
move
also
around.
have to communicate.
Get your love somewhere.
I posted my son 2 weeks ago on my story. Somebody commented and said, "Oh, he looks like his daddy. He's so cute." And right after that, thank you. And she's right next to me. Right after that, I said, I wish his daddy stopped playing and let me say, right? And she see this. And I'm like, see what I got to deal with? Girls is throwing herself at me, and I got to, like, almost beg you to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case. Like, she's just, I don't know.
The thing is that you can't, the problem is that you went behind her back and did something, and now not only did y'all have issues, but she thinks you're cheating, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So I think if you do want to entertain other people, you have to let her know that you can't just do it without having a conversation of, this isn't working for me, and I've tried and I've done everything that I can. I've asked you what I need to do, and that's still not working. And so maybe this just isn't the right fit, but you got to tell her that before you just do things, because you guys do still have to communicate. You have a kid together.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all do, but, you know.
And sometimes when you're not around and things... You have to end things in order to come back together, because maybe if you're not around, it'll help her come around to realize what she's missing out on. Because if you're there all the time and you're not going to leave regardless, it's not going to change her habits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, so
if I leave, I ain't going to come back.
Right, and you might not, and that's the risk that she'll have to take. If you have to say, look, let's just separate for now. Maybe you need to work on yourself. Maybe things could get better. I want to be with you, but it's not working for me. And maybe you guys take a break, and you may not come back, and that's a risk that she'll have to take if she's willing to take that. Yeah. But it might be the only way that she'll change. If she loses something, you know, they say you don't know what you got till it's gone.
That's true. Or ask her, can you get a concubine? Because then he being honest, and because he got to get what he need. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll be with that. It don't feel like it.
Well, she ain't with nothing. So, hey.
We did have a little situation with my ex.
Yeah.
We tried something and it got weird. You know what I mean? They were too territorial. So
y'all had a threesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, well, get her back on the side and have fun, G.
All right.
Just delete your messages. Make sure you delete them in the left top corner all the way.
Be responsible. Do the right thing. You still got a kid watching everything that's happening. You don't want that story. Think about later in life. You don't want her to be able to say, your dad was cheating on me and sneaking around behind my back.
Well, she shouldn't be telling the baby that.
No, when they get older. You know you want to know what happened with your parents. Why did y'all break up?
And he need to tell her, hey, mama wasn't cracking.
That's what it is. Mama wasn't cracking.
Mama ain't cracking. Hey.
Well, good luck to you, okay?
Good luck to y'all.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
I'm so confused. All right. Well, that was Ask Yee. 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you can leave a message. We'll answer your question that way. And it's also Wealth Wednesday coming up next. We have the author of The Pursuit, a manifesto from the American Dream Guru, Seale, Ganesan, global serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, and humanitarian, is going to be joining us, talking about how he was able to acquire wealth. And he really came here with nothing. All right. So we'll talk about it. And Jasmine Brand is here for this one. All right. It's way up.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
And I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's a Wealth Wednesday. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes, I'm here.
What a pleasure. And we have serial entrepreneur, also movie producer, also author, Seale Ganesan here with us.
Yeah, glad to be here, Angela and Jasmine.
Yes. Listen, so much to talk about today because you're a serial entrepreneur like myself, but you've made way more money than I have.
I'm not sure about that.
But I want to talk about your journey because you've been living in the U.S. for 35 years?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us where you're from and how you got here.
Born in India, did my undergraduate over there, and the passion for cars brought me to Detroit.
So what was your first business?
The first business was an IT company.
Did you have a significant amount of money saved when you started your first business?
Not a whole lot. I mean, obviously I had 401k growing. Little bit of cash, but not a whole lot. It's like I was not a born millionaire, you know what I mean? So short of stealing, I pulled from everywhere I could.
Okay, right.
All right, so then you started the IT company. Chrysler was your first client.
Yes.
And then what happened from there?
So from there on, it started rolling. So from there on, I bought another company, then another company.
Okay.
Then I started biting companies that are bigger than me, and then I started rolling them up. And then I used the economies of scale all on a sudden to get to where I am. So that's what I bought companies and then I rolled them up.
Okay.
What does roll them up mean?
It's no different than a real estate. So you go and buy companies that
you flipped them?
I flip them, basically. And how you flip them, much like you buy rundown buildings, right? And you throw some rehab, in there, modify here and there. Same thing happens in the business. Either the person is getting old, he's tired, losing money, doesn't know how to run the business, and the market conditions have changed. So you look at them and see what the value plays are for me, so I can add value. So then I look at them, and sometimes, people have health problems, go through all kinds of things happen, and then you just wait for the right moment. So it's more like a strategic as well as an opportunity play.
Can you give us an example of like how this works? But just give us like a play-by-play. Like, okay, so I bought X company, right? And so here's the structure and here's what I did in order to scale that company up to be able to sell it.
So the way it works is that when you need money, the bank will not give you money.
Okay.
And then what you try to do is, it's almost same like a real estate analogy. You create a cash flow from business number one. Use the cash flow and some capital that you saved, and then go to business number two.
So investing your own money.
Investing your own money, and then show the success, and the bank is okay, now I'm ready to come back. And then it's almost like a split the risk. 40%, 50% coming from the bank, 30% your own money. And then you go to the seller, once it's out, ask him to do a seller financing. So you kind of split it, and then you kind of cobble up.
Okay.
And then once you do one, other guys want to sell. Wow, this guy bought this company, it did well, he paid him back, good. Then you repeat the same story, find another candidate, roll and roll and roll.
All right, Seale Ganesan is here. He is an author of The Pursuit, a manifesto from the American Dream Guru. He talks about his mission to reunite America and also save democracy. But he's also, of course, a business person. We'll talk more to him when we come back. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Happy Wealth Wednesday.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
And I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee, and right now we are talking to a movie producer. Also, he invested in the club Privé. It's a nightclub in Detroit, but he had so many investments before that. Tel Ganesan is here with us. Now, another business, and this is why we know you, right? So one of the businesses that you have invested in is a nightclub.
Yes.
Privé nightclub in Detroit. Well, it's outside of Detroit, but it's
right.
in
Suburban
the
of
Detroit
Detroit.
area.
Yeah.
Okay, and so talk to us about investing in a nightclub and what made you decide that was a good idea.
Yeah. So I've been working with my son on the music side. So through him, I got into the music scene.
And what's your son's name?
Ashwin.
Okay.
Ashwin Gaine.
Okay.
And then I got to know Prevail in the process, an amazing guy. And then through these two guys, I said, wow, nightclub is a networking place. So now I'm trying to cut into the entertainment space. I'm figuring out how that works. But now I found out it's all the same.
Tell us about your, quote, secret formula for success.
My secret formula is happiness. In my journey, what I have found, when I'm happier, I'm more likely to be successful. Because as an entrepreneur, it's a roller coaster ride.
Right.
And the second thing I follow is curiosity. So everything that I see, I'm very curious about my surroundings. Why did they do that? How did they do that? What did they do that? What were going on when they were doing this? So I keep on asking those kind of questions. I always go to the first principle. I don't worry about what the society is saying, what other people like. I start with what I know.
What's the first principle is starting what you know?
It's starting with everything at the basic level. Because I don't want to be subject to a societal conditioning, like the trap that the society say, hey, you are an Indian guy, you should not do movie. You are an Indian guy, you should not do music. And you're born middle class, you should not do entrepreneurship. So I'm not letting those rules.
Right.
That is why I go back to the fundamentals of not discarding all of them and start right. And then the other one is intensity. So I believe the businesses need to have the intensity. It's not like one day you're going to do it, another day you go to some Bahamas and sleep and come back. It ain't happening, right? And the last thing is action. That's what I believe. If I were to say one thing, action. It's much like a basketball player, right? You got to keep on shooting. Not all going to land in the basket, but if you do more over time, it's going to do. And that's what I believe. So people always say, why this guy is taking so much of action? Because that's what I believe.
And that's true. So many people have ideas and they'll never act on those ideas.
Never execute.
And that's the worst. Execution is, I think, one of the hardest things. It's one thing to come up with an idea and say, I want to do this, I could do that. It's a whole nother thing to actually do it.
100%.
And you got to get in the game. How do you know when it's time to give up on a business? Because I think that's hard too. Sometimes you put so much into something and you have these really high hopes of how it can work and it just doesn't. When do you realize it's time to let this go?
I think what I have learned so far is that if it takes so much of energy over and again, I know that is the time to let it go. Because business, when it starts to click, it moves very effortlessly. And if you're not able to get to that level and you're always struggling, either you have people problems or partner problems in the company, or you have financial problems and the market is not supporting. When you have all these forces coming at you, it's time to let it go.
Right.
And let the ego go and the business go, and then you go on to something else. And if you're an experienced entrepreneur, you would do that for your own mental health.
All right. Well, Tel Ganesan, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And you guys, make sure y'all go out and support.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tel Ganesan. Thank you, Jasmine Brand, for joining me as well for Wealth Wednesday. And you can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. And when we come back, of course, you guys have the last word.
Up the phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard. What the word is. Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey, yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My girl Chella is here.
That's right.
Hey, we had a great show today.
And did.
And I'm excited for this because, we went to go see Smile 2 yesterday. It comes out on Friday.
Yes.
But we are going to have Naomi Scott on the show, and she stars in the movie, and she did a phenomenal job.
Yes, she did.
And it was your first time watching a horror movie.
It was. And I'm really a fan now.
This is a perfect date thing to do.
It is.
All right. Well, also it's a Wealth Wednesday, so shout out to Tell Ganesan for joining us today. Make sure y'all watch that full interview on Way Up with Yee. He's got an amazing journey of how he came to this country, didn't have any money, and managed to build wealth by first buying businesses and then making them successful and then selling them. And he's also an investor in movies and clubs, all of the things.
All that.
So it's a great interview. And of course, it's your show, so you have the last word.
Hi, it's Jarvis. I'm just calling in. I just want to shine the light on my mother, Sheila Pearson. I'm not sure if she can hear me out there, but I just want to shine a light on her, just how strong she is, how great of a mother she is, still out there doing her thing. I'm really proud of her, and I'm really happy for her, and that's why I go super hard as a cook, because her and my grandmother instilled in me cooking, and they taught me how to cook, so I just go real hard about that, and I love her, and I just want to see great things for her, and I want to do great so I can give her great things. Thank you.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.